All right. You go to the restaurant. You got booths and you got tables.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's your pick?
I don't
Booths or
sit-
tables?
Did TikTok
Are you trying to
users-
set us up for humiliation here?
This is like the square plate thing. Let me tell you what happened.
Dave, we're 300 pounds. We don't like booze.
300
It just
hell.
hit me not too long ago that that's the problem. So I've always been a booth
Oh
guy.
my god!
I'm like, hell
You're
yeah.
telling me that it just hit you the other day. That
I'll tell you something right now. If that bench don't move or that table don't move, you're
That's
there
what I
ain't no
got.
other way around it. Bo.
That's what happened to me at Ohana's.
Oh boy!
I
got
go
one of
with
them.
my-
Got one of them.
suck it in, big boy.
Got one of them bolted down bastards.
I went
Hey,
with my.
you know how many times the warden's like, "Is this going to work?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, this is fine. I'm good. This is great." Like the place is asshole to elbow. Like you can't if you don't sit here, you're going to go back out there with one of them buzzers for another an hour solid. And they're like, "Oh, we got this booth open for you," and you get in there and it's literally like a guillotine for your gut. You know what I mean? I'm like, "No, I'm good. It's great." You know.
I love.
So I
keep
went
my
to
t-
lunch.
I love eating on top of the table.
Keep my tits out of my plate, no problem.
Not only I go to lunch, I went to lunch with probably my best shaped buddy, old Clyde. He stays on top.
Is Clyde real?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
real,
Clyde's
dude.
real.
He's
And there's the
Stout
problem
feller.
is there's nobody in Ohana's except the people that work there, me and Clyde, and they set us in this booth, and I'm like, God dang it! I'm like, so let's wheel in here, and I try to push the table over to Clyde, who's got like 13 inches between the table and his belly, but it won't push. I just push that thing over. But the problem is the leg was hitting his. He's like, sorry, man, like it ain't going no more, and I got this whole like upper half of my belly on the table. And then they got square plates for their sushis on top.
Oh, you were really thrown for a loop.
And so I might never go back to Ohana's again.
well. Now, why?
Well, it's Ohana's in the
Why
first
couldn't
place.
you not just say, "Hey, this is not going to work. Do you mind sitting us somewhere else?"
That was the first time it ever was that
Too
big
much
of a
pride
problem.
for David Allen Smoker.
Like even in the last, so we went there probably 2 months ago, and I felt like I was able to shove the table enough that it wasn't that big a deal.
Right.
But this time it was a big deal. Like
So,
Right.
I was hanging out over the table. It wasn't good, guys.
so it's funny you say that. So we were down at the.
I was hanging out over the table.
Like, and I wasn't going to ask after the fact. Like, we're like, oh, look at this guy. He seems to have like a third tit growing out of his midsection. Like, I wasn't saying, can you move me to a table now? Because he made me look like a fat sack of shit. So I just,
Oh, would you like to? I'm 3/4 through my meal right now. No, I don't want to move. What do you mean?
Sir, you look uncomfortable. Well, you should have said that before we got started.
well, that's because I am.
Yeah. So we were down. It's funny you say that because we were down in Texas and we sat down at a table. We sat down at a booth and it was a round one, and I was the last one to slide in.
Oh, boy.
And I was like,
oh,
"This thing better move, or we're gonna have to move."
Yeah.
And so I just
Oh yeah.
gave her a good shove.
Well,
but-
I always get in trouble because like sometimes the tables are stationary, but the booth
and then
itself,
the people behind you are
yeah, they're screwed. Like, good grief, who just said freaking King Kong just sat down behind us?
Shamu
Yeah.
just splashed up behind us in the benchy.
I just, like I said, keep your tits out of your plate, and I just put her tits on her plate because I'm trying to sit down.
Well, you don't got to pay for that one. so
Well, we
it's
don't
fine.
sit. We try to usually like if there is a wait, and we travel in big enough squads where you're not going to find a
Not
booth.
enough- very many
you're not
booths.
going to find a 6-person booth or an 8-person booth or whatever. you
Yeah.
know? So that's why we usually just like we'll say first available, or they'll say, "Do you want a table or a booth?" And I always say table.
yeah.
And just
And see,
because-
that's the other part of my question. It used to be I always loved a booth, like as a kid, and all the way up until like a week and a half ago. Like I thought I wanted a booth. Like let me
I always
slide
used
in
to like
there.
a booth until I got up over 250 pounds, and then
Yeah.
it became a
Well,
problem.
I think
well,
it's
and here's another thing, fellas.
It's
It's a sign of the times. Like people, America is the fattest country in the world.
Yeah, make a
Like,
bigger booth,
Everybody
assholes.
knows that. Everybody knows that America is the fattest country in the world, and that's because
people of size, damn it.
yeah, we're POSs.
POS booths.
Because they know that there's, and that's another thing that kills me. Like you got these big upscale restaurants with only skinny booths. Like, what do you not want fat people to eat here? Like, is that a thing or
Send your happy at. You know where they don't have booze?
at Golden Corral?
God dang.
Yeah, think about
That's
that.
a
Smoke
freaking.
Dragon.
Now that's a wonder right there.
They don't.
They don't.
Hell no, they.
So we had.
I'm Golden Corral till I die. Now
So this is the thing,
Oh boy.
Dave.
that's who we need to sponsor this bitch.
No, we
Golden
don't.
Corral.
No, we don't.
So we had.
That'll really take that Warden, the weight loss challenge the Warden was talking about earlier. That'll really kick.
So our
that.
flight down, seatbelt, no issues.
Oh boy, yeah.
So on
Did
the
you
way,
put your tray down?
Oh no, I can't. There's no way.
I did in my trip to California because everybody had their phones, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And like all these people had their trays set out, and I set it down. I was like,
Yeah, it sits right there.
fuck you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that right.
But on the way
American
back,
Airlines, you racist bastards. Not racist, but
they would
fattists.
be. No, I don't know what the word would be.
Fattists.
But on the way back, like I said, it was an older plane, and I sat down and I go, "There's no way I'm going to fight this."
Now, did you make her? No. That
just
happened to me on my way home from
Can I tell you a little
Dallas to
secret?
Evansville.
Can I tell you a little secret?
What's
I
that?
tucked it like it was
That's
in,
what saved
but I
it.
didn't buckle it.
There it is. Yeah.
Well, I know.
I just buried it under the mud flap. And
Yeah,
if they want to go, if they want to go fishing for that buckle,
Yep. I didn't want her to
come
have
on in, baby. Get you
the
some.
water's fine.
Yeah, you know, it's like
You're talking about that 2 inches earlier.
yeah,
She's gonna
you
find
know
it.
what I mean. Like that's what she always like. Put your damn seatbelt on. I'm like it is.
Here's the worst. Here's the worst
What
thing.
the fuck's the seatbelt going to do?
If that baby going anyways. If she's going, she's going. But no, the lady saw me coming down. The flight attendant saw me coming down the aisle, and I just
She's seen you coming.
she just handed it to me. But that's the first time. But I've
Do
kind
you
of been.
do you have an have you bought a do you travel enough via the air to have
No.
a seatbelt extender?
And here, like in my
They just give you one when you need it.
I thought you had to buy them. I thought you had to have your own.
They accommodate. Because
Oh.
they, in my brain though.
I thought that was something you had to pick up off of Sky Mall or the
no, that doesn't
No.
exist.
the hell's the
hell
duty
no.
free? Is that what it's called? Duty free, the store.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that only in international airports?
Only in international.
I
water.
imagine the Asian ones don't have it.
Asian airports don't have duty free stores.
Extendos for fat bastards like us.
Yeah, because there's not very many fat Asian
they just
people.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You're just a generally smaller person.
Yeah.
But in my dumb brain, I think that I'm gonna get on that healthy kick and I'm gonna quit drinking all the time.
I've been down to
sweet.
900 calories a day for the last 3 days. I'm down a bunch of pounds. It's going to come back later, but
I
I'm
think I
fine
just
with it.
soon go
Hey,
to
buddy, I'm gonna throw this out there. How many
concentration
calories
camp.
are in a?
Have you
Probably
not
not.
read my fing topic list, buddy? We're getting to it. Simmer down now.
No, I'm talking about how many calories.
Sasamadana.
How many calories are in that Sprite?
0.
Is it a Sprite Zero that you poured in there? You for sure?
Yeah, I drank one earlier.
Why I bought it.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Samadana.
But I did see your topic.
I'm all out on booths, and it's not only a fat thing either. You know what I mean? Because I don't like my kids, like my poor wife. My kids
Your poor wife is exactly right.
wear her like a glove, and I don't know why. Like she gets so mad at me. She's like, "Hey, your dad's sitting right there."
Well, we could bring her on if she wants to say a few words.
There's not enough time to edit that out.
I
don't want the scrutiny of.
Hey,
being-
don't curse. Do you promise not to curse?
No, she doesn't want to talk on the podcast.
I think she does.
No.
Dave has to pee. She can come in real quick.
no, she's okay. But what we're saying
Well,
is,
can you let her speak for herself?
no. No. Moving on.
Okay.
What I'm saying is the kids, they just wear her like a glove and they won't leave her alone and everything like that. So with the table,
Oh, they
you
got
know, they got their own little zone and they sit your ass down on the chair. And if you get out of the chair, we're going for an
Booth
attitude.
is a more fluid situation.
Yeah.
I think my thing about booths is also a personal protection thing. A chair you can get out of a lot easier.
Yeah.
You're in a booth, you're kind of sitting.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of Italian mafioso movies.
Well,
Yeah.
now see, I don't sit with my back to the door
me
very
neither.
often.
Me neither.
So I don't care if I'm in a
Which is funny.
You sit
'cause
where
I-
you're supposed to sit.
Yeah.
Where they sit you.
Where they seat you or sit you.
Huh? They seat you.
You can pick which direction you look, though.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Sometimes you can't.
There's always 2 sides at least to a table.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say there's 2 sides to every story,
And a coin.
and the truth lies somewhere in the middle.
Hey, let's hear.
The 3
Let's talk about those.
Oh, okay.
will just cut me short by 7 minutes if I didn't have anything else anyway.
7 minutes.
I made that
Yeah.
up. This is case 3. I really was done. I'm just trying to be difficult.
Yeah,
Dave,
and you're
we just
on
want
it
you to
tonight.
be happy.
I am happy.
Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about? Fat guys in a little booth.
No, I'm happy.
Let's go to Wings and Rings tomorrow.
I am down. We got to go to Jasper for basketball anyway.
Let's go over there tomorrow and sit in one of those booths.
I've never sat across a booth from a fat person.
Let's
at
do
a
it.
POS. Like, we should just do it to see what they do.
Yeah.
Like,
No, wait,
booth or
let's-
table.
so-
We want a booth. Sorry, big fella.
Got a couple big ones.
Hey, if you can't,
We don't got a table small enough to put you big in a booth.
Do the hula
hey
hoop.
boys, turn on that 4th fryer. You're gonna need it. No, I was gonna say they got big booths over there, the
No.
Mondo ones, like the longer ones. And we should all 3 sit on the same side. That's what we should do. Yeah, like push the table as flat as we can over there.